So you're thinking of buying a caravan at a UK holiday pack, so I want to dive into the bits that maybe you don't get told or maybe you don't realise when you're going through the process, so let's dive in, guys. So we brought our caravan thinking it would give us some amazing family holidays and rentals would sort of pay for itself, and to be fair, most of the time it does, but let's look at the bits that are not mentioned just so that everybody does this with their eyes wide open. So to start with, most people would be aware of site fees. Ours are about $4,100 a year, I think, for this year, but they were free. So if we'd have been paying them for this year, we would have been able to pay them monthly in one lump sum, whatever. You pay different amounts of site fees depending on your park, what's available, location, all that sort of thing. But what that doesn't include is bits like gas, the gas bottles, you've got to pay those, the electricity, insurances, all the rates, those sorts of things. There's costs that you are made aware of, but they're not included. So even though we've got our site fees for the first year, we have to pay all those other bits, and we don't get the rental income until the end of the season. Even though ours is a 12-month site, it's sort of the rentals at the beginning of November on ours, so that's something to be aware of. Now I'll go on to a rental reality check. So with ours, if people make damages, it's on us. It's not the park, it's not the person who's done it, although there is consequences and we can raise that with the park, and it's not like people just get away with trashing caravans. There is a process if that does happen. So for example, we had an oven tray that had to be replaced. We had to pay that. Potentially somebody's done something with it. A toilet seat, potentially somebody's damaged that. These are all costs that we have to take into account. There's 30% of any income goes to the park, but that does cover like them cleaning it, looking after it, taking the booking, all that sort of stuff. Again, we don't see any of the income until the end of the season, so that is the biggest thing to bear in mind if you're thinking about a caravan. And also, personally, we're not making money out of this. It's covering costs, not making us money, so it's not a financial investment, but it does give us lovely family holidays. So the other bit to consider is there's rules to follow, because you're on their park. It's, their land, their rules of how they want to rent their caravans out, how they want them to be. So, for example, we're not allowed to build our own decking. We'd have to use the parks if we wanted decking, which that is quite an expensive add-on, but it can be done, but it has to be via the park. Certain things have to be approved. So if I wanted to, add different colours to it, I'd probably have to confirm that with them. I'm not 100% sure on that, but there is different rules. And for example, when the caravan gets to a certain age, we are not allowed to have it on that site, so it has to be removed or sold on, whatever, and they only will rent it out via them to a certain age, because they want certain quality of caravans available to their customers. So that's something to consider. So we could, after that point, I think we've got another year after this, we can rent with them, but after that point we can talk to them to see if they'd be happy to continue another year. Whether they would or not, I don't know. We can upgrade to a newer caravan, or we can completely sell and cut our losses, etc. So that's just something that's worth considering. So in my opinion and our family opinion, it's not a bad thing. It's just some of the things we've had to adjust to, like knowing that a lot of the costs are coming out of our pocket at the moment. But we do get amazing family holidays, weekends away, memories created that we don't actually have to pay for. So in that sense, for us, it's not a bad investment. Maybe it's not a great financial investment, but it's a great family investment for us, because we get to know where we're staying, what we can do, and all that sort of stuff. So if you're thinking about buying a caravan, drop a comment in the drop a question, in the comments, so I can answer the question about our experience. Or if you already own a caravan, what was your biggest surprise? Because I like to hear from this whole community, because there's a whole community of people, and I know some people have had really different experiences on the scale, good and bad. So it's lovely to hear people's experiences. And yeah, so if you can, subscribe, and I'll continue the truth about caravan ownership. I'm not hiding any of the bits that are causing us issues at the moment. I am being completely honest, and this is our first year of ownership. We've never owned a caravan at a holiday park before, so this is all completely new, a new experience. So yeah guys, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Much love. Bye.